Hey, how's it going? Gonna mess around on a little bit of Warcraft till this game gets going. We got D&D tonight. Gonna see how that goes. This bar on top here. Oh, that's my Spotify. Catch. Game's deciding it's gonna crash, maybe? We're good. System. Monitor 1, monitor 2, cow. Obs. Discord, OBS. All right, yeah. Let's grind this out real quick. Hopefully, game gets started here in the next 10 minutes or so. Did not listen any audio this entire. All right. Gonna have to level up some professions at some point. All right. And then I'm going to. Why is this big? There we go. And then if I transform horizontal. Is that right? Empowered spare.
I'm out of range. I can't do that yet.
This will be my. That's a little weird. This will be my first.
I need a target.
First virtual tabletop D&D experience.
That spell isn't ready yet. That ability isn't ready yet.
Oh? You guys do drop something?
Not ready yet. I can't do that yet. That ability isn't ready yet. I can't attack that target. Not ready yet.
Is roster. So if I click
I can't pass that yet.
me, yeah. Like a chat.
That's still recharging. That ability isn't ready yet.
Four more bubbles. We're getting
Not
super
ready yet.
close. Crazy close. Where are you?
That spell isn't ready yet.
You're on my list. No casty. Mind freeze. We strangulate. No spell for you. 5 of 5. Just need one little glowy spear. Go. Ciao.
Pleased to meet you. You have a great day now. Be seeing you. Alrighty then. Off and away.
Find Questy is like jacked.
Hey. Alrighty then.
What's on your mind? See you soon. Safe travels. Great to meet you.
Am I killing these drakes?
I need to get closer. I can't pass that yet.
Why is that guy invalid?
It's not ready yet. I can't use that item yet.
Bum, 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 bum. Oh,
I can't do that yet. That ability isn't ready yet.
Can I help you? Be seeing you.
You got my attention. Watch your back.
da, ba, da, ba, da. Oh, they're actually attacking now. Never mind. So, mm, where did I? Share the map. Da, 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 da. Older than this. Come on. Checking my chat for something here. Here you go. I'll look for it later. All right, so how's it going?
What's up? What's up? What's poppin'?
Not much, man.
I don't know if we're supposed to be in here or we're supposed to be
Yeah, I have
elsewhere,
no
but
idea.
I'm out. I'm told otherwise.
Hello.
Hey,
What's going on?
How are y'all doing?
I am tired, but I'm here.
I feel that. Now we're gonna be here for 3 hours.
oh yeah.
That's fine. That is fine.
That's still recharging. I can't do that yet. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. It's too far away. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. I don't have a target. That spell isn't ready yet. Not ready yet.
Okay, can y'all hear me?
Yep.
I
Yes.
can't
Cool,
cast
cool.
that yet.
Yeah, my computer
That's
decided to
still
just
recharging.
jump off a cliff. I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh
we
no.
could. I could hear those like the do like the disconnected. Like
Yeah, I don't know why it did that. Yeah.
That spell isn't ready yet. That ability isn't ready yet. I can't cast that yet.
What can I do for you? Off with you. Hi. Watch your back. How are ya? See you soon. got my attention? Off with you. I am Curdred, High Thane of the Wild Hammer clan. What's on your mind? Safe travels.
Looks like we're just waiting on Jazzy.
Believe so.
Maybe the reminder not to fall asleep
What
was for
can I do
himself.
for ya? Off with you. Watch your back. Safe travels. See you soon.
It's too far away. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. I can't do that yet. I can't cast that yet. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Hello.
How's it going?
Yo. What's up?
Cool. My sound stuff works good. It's exciting. Um, just a test. Everybody say hello for me.
Hello.
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 1 2 1 2.
Okay, I think that all sounds pretty audible to me. Hopefully everybody else agrees. Okay. So we can go ahead and start with our introductions. So just for a reminder, for anybody who wasn't there previously, introduce your character. We'll just start from the top of the the voice chat for ease of access. That means you, Day.
What am I doing again?
Introducing your character again for the people at home.
Okay, hello. Hello, people at home. My name is Trade Prince Donovan. I am a satyr warlock. I am adorable, I am golden, and I am an archaeological savant. That is all.
It's my turn. Alright, so my character, her name is Yingwei. She is a high elf druid. And yeah, she's a little shy, she's quiet, but she's also kind of mysterious but loyal. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Ensign.
My character's name is Vitanus. Uh, they are a male drow wizard. And yeah, just kind of seeker of knowledge, fairly new to the Keymasters. Yeah, looking to seek out adventure and knowledge.
All right, cool, cool, cool. So my character is Soraya. You can just call her Siri. Um, yeah, she's a human cleric, and we're really about to figure out what the fuck she's about here in a second. So, you know, we're gonna see how this goes.
Okay, just give me a second because I keep wanting to sneeze. So hold on.
Oh, you know what? I didn't change her picture. Should do that.
Okay, I think I'm good for the time being. Anyway, okay, so it has been a few days since you first entered the guild hall. So if everybody could just tell me what you did to spend the time for those few days. It's been like 3 or 4 since you got here, so you've had time to get acclimated to your new surroundings.
Um, so Soraya would probably just she'd probably just train and pray. To be honest, she's relatively new. Um, maybe went on an excursion, nothing like super crazy or major, but she would have done that just to get acclimated, and then you know trained trained a bit and prayed because she's jacked.
I would say my character is probably just looking around and exploring everywhere and looking through the different types of like books and everything that's within the guild hall.
That's what my character would have done as well. As a relic hunter, he would have investigated the land, just reading books to see if there's anything new. Maybe he's in a different world or anything of the sort. But yeah, just investigating for relics, understanding his surrounding, gathering new information, and see if there's any relics that he may be able to get his hands on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's pretty similar for my character, whether it's kind of like looking for if they have a library or any ancient tomes or anything, kind of more gathering information about kind of the origin or creation around the Keymasters, trying to understand a bit more about why it was formed.
Okay, so the time at present is currently sometime late morning, early afternoon. You could consider it lunchtime. Where do each of you find yourselves within the guild hall?
If it's lunchtime, I'm eating. We
That's
eating.
what I was about to say. I was supposed to say, like, I'm gonna be in the kitchen, I'm gonna be finding myself a sandwich, I'm gonna be finding something.
We eating. At least I'm eating.
Eating good today.
I'm in my jacuzzi with a sandwich.
Okay, so that was so two people are eating lunch. One person is.
Got a jacuzzi, I guess.
That's what I thought you said, but I'm like, am I tripping? What
No, no.
jacuzzi?
I'd probably just
I
have
am
my
in a
nose
jacuzzi.
stuck in a book while I'm snacking away if it's lunchtime. But yeah, if I have to go to the guild hall to do that, or like
I mean,
if
you
they have
don't
a
have
cafeteria meeting
to
area, but yeah, I'm not gonna probably eat in the
be.
library, but I'll sneak a book out with me.
Yeah, you could be in your room, you could be in one of the open areas, you could be outside. You could just travel to the guild hall periodically if you live close enough, or even if you don't, I guess. So it's entirely up to you what you're doing at this time, as long as you somehow end up here at the time for the mission.
Yeah, I think I'm fine being in a kind of a communal area that way I can kind of observe people as well and what's going on.
Okay. All right. So I'll focus on the two people that are in eating lunch in the kitchen area. Oh God.
All aboard!
All aboard the choo-choo train. All aboard the choo-choo train.
Okay, sorry.
All aboard the choo-choo train. All aboard.
Intro
All
sounds
aboard.
scared me. I wasn't expecting it.
We getting on a train?
They got some sweet
Uh,
tunes in this cafeteria.
oh, that's not part of the campaign. I thought it was.
Like not there's not just suddenly a magical train in the
Open
middle
up
of
on the train,
the.
everybody.
Thomas, you know, why not?
Oh, hold on, something just got sniped. Ha!
Butterflies in the
Out of my
sky.
settings doing what they're supposed to do. Anyway, right. So back to what we're doing before I got distracted. So everybody is eating lunch or something, or just hanging out, just vibing. So focusing on the two people in the communal kitchen. The two of you will have noticed on your way to the kitchen, unless you were like so hungry that you weren't paying attention to your surroundings. I don't know how observant your characters are when they're hungry. You'll have seen a few new faces roaming around. In your exploration of the guild hall for the past few days, you would have kind of, if not introduced yourself, at least seen various people in passing, and so you would recognize them. Depending on your personality, maybe you'll give them a little wave, what have you. But at any rate, you'll see a couple of people that you aren't familiar with just in passing. One is sitting at the front desk, next to the person who introduced themselves when you first got there and explained to you all about what this guild hall was. She's a very stern, verging on angry looking woman who's sorting through an assortment of paperwork. The second individual that you see in passing is just um, a friendly looking water genasi in not fine clothing, but quality, normal looking clothing. And he makes his way to the back before he disappears. So you will make note of that as you go on your way to eat your lunch. Do either of you
Turn
do
lady
anything?
and
Sorry.
uh no, I was talking to myself as I make
Mm,
mental notes. So I'm not gonna do anything with those two yet.
mhm.
I'm just gonna I'll take note of it, mental note, and hope that I remember it later. Um, and now we're just gonna go straight to the chow hall and grab a bite. I'll be friendly and cordial with people, you know, eyes, head nods, all that good stuff. Um, not necessarily overly like sociable, but you know enough to get by.
Okay.
I guess
Yeah,
like
I would have given them
go
slight
ahead.
wave and then just said hi and then just walked on for food.
Okay.
Other than them just like looking really busy and one of them kind of like disgruntled with either the paperwork or whatever they're doing, is there
Mhm.
anything like else in particular that kind of like would draw our attention, I guess, or did it seem out of the ordinary?
Yes. So if you recall from your initial meeting, there was, and you might not actually recall, but in character you would recall from your initial meeting, a cleric, a dwarf cleric, Sydney Wallstone. Okay, that train is a real train, and that train is also not here. If you can hear that, ignore that also.
I feel like the universe is telling us something.
We got a theme, yeah.
Train theme.
Is there a magical train in this universe? I'm down.
um, she is a dwarven cleric who kind of gives a very no nonsense vibe, and she introduced herself as a cleric that will help you when necessary. Basically, was the vibe you got from her. So you figure that if she's with you, she will keep you from dying. You don't know if it'll go beyond that, but hopefully you don't have to find out. So you will see her pointedly avoiding this woman at the desk, like she doesn't want to talk to her. Not like she's afraid of her, just like she doesn't want any unnecessary interactions. Who's that? Hello?
Little Sky.
Hello.
Going on.
I don't know.
So
Oh,
we are playing D&D right now. So are you interested in joining?
I don't. Is it? Do I have to or?
No, you can feel free to listen
No.
in.
Yeah, you can just listen. I was just curious.
Okay.
Okay. So back to what we were doing. Did you have anything any further questions about the new people, or were you just gonna take more, or was that just like for your notes?
Just a question, I guess, as I'm kind of like learning everyone's character and stuff.
Hmm.
Was it Trade Prince Donovan that was looking into like the like ancient relics and stuff like that?
That's me.
I might approach him if I see him um in the general area just to kind of compare notes and see what type of stuff he's been finding and what maybe some information about what he's looking for in general to see if it's kind of our goals align a little bit.
Currently, I am in a hot tub eating a sandwich.
Uh,
The hot tub
So
is in my room. So,
yeah, because
Gotcha.
I'm like, I don't think there's a public hot tub, so I'm like, that must be in your room. Because I'm like, what hot tub? So you can do that when he comes out
Yeah, yeah.
eventually, whenever that is.
do all the rooms got hot tubs? Cause like,
All of the
no, it's just
rooms
based off your.
are attuned to kind of your desires. So if when you opened your door, you were like, it would be really homey and comfortable for me to have a hot tub, then you would. If you just want one because somebody else has one, it's probably not there. I don't think it transforms after the first time.
copy. Understood. Was just curious.
So yeah, I guess just for reference, if everybody could describe what their rooms look like again, because that jacuzzi thing really threw me for a loop. I was like,
Would you like me to start?
yeah, it's fine.
Okay, I'll start. So, my room is essentially like my past and my future. It's the thing I desire and the thing that I desired from the past. So it's a mixture of like ancient, not ancient, but like Arabian Nights sort of flow. Like Aladdin, but like really old, like a thousand thieves type of environment atmosphere. There's a fiery pyramid outside my window, which it's based on like imagination. It's not really there, but that's what it portrays. There's a hot tub in the sense of like a hot spring, those pools that like the nobles would have in the Middle East and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by hot tub. And there's a lamp. There's a lamp on a pedestal surrounded by fire, but it's a warm fire. It's not a really like hot.
It's not like a fire.
Yeah,
Fire.
like
Okay.
it's a warmth. It's a golden fire. It just portrays warmth. It's not really hot.
Okay.
So my character's room, there's a lot of like bookshelves in her room, and there's just a cute little bed, and then just a little stand for all of her books and her writing utensils and everything like that, and a lot of books specifically on dragons.
Okay.
I feel like my room would be fairly simple. It would probably give off almost like the vibe of like a dugout, kind of a cave or like a rock wall, kind of like dungeon esque. But yeah, it would have kind of whatever I would need for kind of basic things, like whether it was transcribing or writing notes, just general things that would help me with performing rituals as needed, but nothing too extravagant. And yeah, just kind of basically it. And nice bed probably, and yeah.
My room is a fairly simple and straightforward room. Got a bed with disheveled sheets, as if I just kicked the sheets off and got up and went about my day. Um, and then there is a training dummy in there that is beat to hell. It is beat, 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 beat. It's got like small scorch marks as if somebody was practicing magic on it. I don't know who would do that. Um, and then there is a table with just like a couple candles on it and a holy text, and then a couple pieces of armor that look chipped and not being used at the moment, just like thrown on the floor.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good. All right. So going back to the kitchen area, so you two are eating lunch. Are you two talking to each other? Or are you just eating lunch in separate spots?
Um,
My character would be sitting by herself unless his approached me and started talking.
that's exactly what's about to happen. We are gonna I'll approach and I won't necessarily speak, but I'll approach and I'll kind of look at the seat next to her and then just kind of sit before I get a yes or a no. But I won't say anything too much. Just a quick acknowledgement of like hello, and I'll just cop a squat, start eating.
That we eat in silence.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. So about how long would it be before the rest of the characters decided they wanted to come out and join the general public?
I'd say I'm in the common area. I'm just kind of hanging out and kind of observing. I am still kind of like nosing a book, reading, but I'm pretty interested about the ongoings here, so I'm kind of observing and presumably I've seen some of these, like whether it's Donovan or Yang Wei or any of the colleagues I've kind of encountered, just kind of seeing what
Mhm.
they're up to and if anything piques my interest.
Okay. What about Mr. Jacuzzi?
How close to a raisin am I right now?
About how long have you been in there, do you think?
I'd say, okay, I'm still eating my sandwich. Probably 20 minutes. I'm probably in there for like 20
Okay,
minutes now.
sitting for 20 minutes in hot water, you're probably pretty wrinkled up.
All right, all right. So I come out, all right, to throw away my garbage.
Also, I don't think you're supposed to eat in jacuzzis. I feel like that's not good for your digestion.
You make a valid point. My character knows this. He just does it anyway.
Okay.
So he comes out his room, he dries himself off. Comes out, goes to the living quarters. Hmm.
Okay. So you will probably run into our reading friend unless you just go straight to the kitchen area for some reason, which I don't know that you would because you were eating already.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'll just look for some more text. See what anything I could discover. Any points of interest, things of that nature.
Okay. Well, if you're just kind of observing, meandering around, the things that you will have noticed in your exploration is at the front desk area, there is the the main area that you encountered initially when you were first introduced to the guild hall, and then there's another desk area next to it where the somewhat disgruntled looking woman is working, and behind her is a rack full of various dark colored papers that you would probably recognize as a notice board for like various adventures and missions and tasks that you can go on. Across from her, easily accessible to anyone, is a similar notice board with lighter colored papers. So you would conclude that the ones behind her are probably more difficult and high ranking tasks, and the ones that you can access by yourself are easier, more menial tasks.
Hmm. Adventuring alone, adventuring together. Always together. I guess I would walk up to the lady, the disgruntled worker, ask what she would recommend. What does
Okay,
she have in store for us?
so give me a second. Switch out some pictures here. So if you bring your attention to the stream screen, uh, this is the woman who's currently sitting at the desk. When you ask her, when you walk up to her and you're like, "Hey, what do you think would be the best mission?" She looks up. She doesn't look especially happy to be speaking with you. You get the impression that it's nothing personal and that she just doesn't like talking to anybody. Well, it depends how competent you are. So you tell me.
I'm a primarily merchant. I'm primarily a merchant and relic hunter. I'm not much of a warrior myself. I don't know. No, I was considering recommendations.
A merchant? What kind of missions can a merchant get on? Oh,
The tomb hunting kind.
okay, hold on. There's a lot of things happening. Uh, the tomb hunting kind. Are you just looking for treasure quests?
Am I just looking for treasure? Yeah,
Oh, great. You subscribed. Thank you. Okay. Well, I have a couple of magical artifacts that need acquiring, but I don't know if you're up to it. And she just turns around before you can even really respond to that dig and starts shuffling through some of the papers on the notice board.
What would the
Uh,
mission entail?
she picks up a few and peruses them, and as she grabs one and turns around to start speaking, a man comes from around the corner from the other side of the desk, so her side of the desk. And she pauses what she's doing to look at him. She kind of side eyes him like she's annoyed that he's on this side of the desk, but she doesn't look like she's going to do anything about it. And he just smiles at her charmingly. She very noticeably rolls her eyes and puts the slip back in the notice board and just puts her hands up. The man then approaches the desk and smiles at you. Hello. I understand that you're in need of a mission.
Yes, I am indeed. We have been here for several days. Adventure seems nice. Things must be conquered. Relics to obtain. Huh?
Well, I have a few missions that I am in need of some great adventurers to partake on, and some of them do, in fact, lead to potentially interesting relics. Uh, Perhaps I could interest you in one of those. They're not posted on the regular notice board as I supervise them personally, as some of them are favors that I am helping some associates of mine with. And he will pull out a piece of paper from like a front pocket. This paper is distinctly colorless, so it's just like a white piece of paper versus the light color and the dark color ones on the other notice boards. And he will hand it to you. This particular mission entails an intriguing well. From what I've heard, the locals are stating it supposedly grants wishes. Whatever's down there, I'm sure would be a very interesting magical artifact. Something that can grant wishes? Well, I'm sure many people would be interested in that.
It sounds quite familiar. I should investigate it.
Well, I would be much appreciated if you did. Once you finish, just come back here and find me. And if I'm not available, you can speak with my charming associate here. And he gestures to the woman at the desk, Agatha. Oh, speaking of introductions, my name is Miles. Miles Aros. Pardon me for not introducing myself before going on such a spiel.
Pleasure to meet you, Miles. This is Donovan.
Well, lovely to meet you, Donovan. I wish you well on your travels and good luck on this mission. And he would just kind of go back behind the desk from whence he came. You don't know what's back there, but he goes back and you hear a door open and shut.
My character intrigued, he would just walk away. Just
Okay.
no goodbyes, and then he just walk away.
Miles is rude? Wow.
Isn't
How
it sort of like Batman, where he just disappears, right? He
I
doesn't
mean,
say
like, you
goodbye.
see
Yeah.
him walk away. It's not like,
No, no, no. I'm talking
uh,
about like my character is just like, oh,
oh,
okay.
your character
He's
disappears
like
like that.
oblivious and just disappears. Just oh,
Okay, okay.
how difficult would it be to kind of like overhear this conversation, like knowing I was kind of
It
lingering?
wasn't really quiet, so you probably could hear it very clearly 'cause it's not very loud in this area, so stuff probably carries pretty well. And he was probably projecting slightly because that's just how he talks. A very, like,
Yeah,
the type of guy. So yeah, you probably heard all of that pretty clearly.
yeah. I think I would definitely approach and kind of offer myself to be kind of escort him, provide any type of magical means he might need in his travels. Heard he was kind of willing to travel. And sorry, is it Syria that was having the conversation or Donovan that was having the conversation? I missed that.
It was Donovan
Okay,
talking to
cool,
this
cool,
man.
cool, cool. So, yeah, and just let him know. Like, I heard you'd like traveling together. Sounded like it'd be beneficial. So, I offer my services at no cost. Only that we kind of share any knowledge that's found.
A drow. Pleasure to meet you. You don't see many of you like that around these worlds, around these parts.
Also, quite uncommon where I come from as well.
Well, you don't see many satyrs around, so I guess we could keep each other company.
Okay. So what would the other two have come out at this point to overhear them talking about whatever it is they're talking about? Because you wouldn't really know if you just got here.
For
I
me, I
can.
think I would have come out of the room after I was done eating my lunch.
Okay. Do you approach them or do you wait for them to approach you?
I would wait for them to approach me.
Completely ignore her and walk past.
Like,
I will approach. I
Okay.
will approach. I hear you got something special going on. I think we could or I would like to join you.
Who's speaking currently?
Soraya.
Okay. And are you speaking to Donovan or to? I forgot the
Yes.
name. Sorry. Okay. You would like to join us? Certainly.
Howdy. The name is Soraya. Soraya.
The name's Donovan. Pleasure to meet you.
Who's your buddy over here?
My name is Vitanis.
Tanis. Not very often we run into drow.
Yes.
So I've heard.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I think that one over there, I I I think she's interested, but she might be a little shy.
There's
Y'all
someone
might
else.
want to go on over there. And I'll point over to damn, what is your character's name again? I'm sorry.
Ying,
What was that?
Ying,
All right.
Ying, Ying.
Ying. Okay.
Wait,
Yeah, I'll point over to Ying while saying that.
And I'll just kind of like look dead in the eyes if possible and just kind of gesture for them to kind of come over and join and just kind of keep conversing about kind of what the plans are. Because I heard most of the conversation, but if we had any kind of general guidance of where to start or if we had anybody we should be asking, I guess.
We could always go speak to Miles. He's the one that assigned the mission.
Miles. I don't know any Miles.
That must be European.
Huh? I mean, if he's the one that gave you all this information, I'm just muscle.
I was just eager to continue. I didn't even ask. Sorry, foolish of me. I say I would head back to get more details on the quest. Which direction that we're supposed to go, if there is any direction at all, or is just up in the air and find it.
I would kind of know the general direction that Sydney went, I believe, right? Or sorry, Miles.
Yeah, you know that he went to enter to a room behind the desk because you heard a door open and shut, and he was behind the desk, and he left from there.
Oh no! I was directions for the well,
Oh,
not
for
for
the
Miles.
well. I
No,
thought you said where Miles went.
I know where Miles
Um,
is.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. So
But it
you
more meant
have
like pursue him to see if he could tell us general
yeah. So
directions.
all the
Yeah.
information is on the paper.
Oh,
So if
awesome.
you read it, it will say
If you read,
the name of the
Can
town
he
and
read?
if you read, do you read?
Is there is
Um,
there is there a reading check? Is it investigation?
yes, there is a reading check. No, I mean it's in common. So assuming you know common, you should be good.
I know all of it. No, I'm joking.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it just gives you a brief summary of what Miles already told you, which is basically there's a town that has a well that supposedly grants wishes. This town is not too far away from where you are currently. And depending on which direction you came, you might have even passed it on your way here when you came originally. It's about an hour or two away from here by foot and faster if you have other means of travel.
Yeah, I don't have other means of travel.
Okay, well, just making you aware, it's faster, not on foot.
Copy, copy, copy.
Does anyone have a dragon that we can all ride on?
That's a negative Ghost Rider.
no for me.
So on foot it is. Everybody get ready. Pack your belongings, any necessities.
And
I'm always ready.
something that you would be aware of is that there are a few amenities provided to you by the guild hall. So if you needed like maybe some extra rations or like a med kit, they would be able to assist you with that. But if you needed something more elaborate, like health potions or magical components, they will direct you to a store in a nearby town that's about half an hour by foot.
I think I'm prepared. I have what I need for my spells, some rations, and my books.
Out of
Everybody else is
character.
good to go.
Out of
Yeah,
character. How important are rations in this campaign? Because I've been in campaigns where it doesn't matter. You take a long rest, you didn't need rations because the ration system sometimes is annoying.
Generally speaking, it might not be super important because you can just come back here to eat. But depending on how far out your missions are, you might be gone for a few days. This particular mission, you probably don't need one unless you just want something to have in case you're gone all day.
And even if we were gone for a day or two for this, like if we bring some rations, like we'd be good for a couple of days anyways, right? But presumably we're hoping to be back
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
Depending on what's at the well.
Also, I don't know if you can hear that noise. They're like repaving my parking lot, so that's what that is.
no, can't even hear it.
Good. I wish I couldn't hear it.
Now I'm gonna act like I hear it. So
It's just really loud construction equipment engines.
gotcha.
Okay, so everybody has everything that they want to take. I thought that was running water. If you hear like a faint whooshing sound, that's probably just my fan.
We've got all
Um,
the background noises. Got the trains, the band, construction.
yeah, this is because my window is open. It's almost summertime. In case you didn't know, I live in the Midwest when the temperatures don't know what they want to do on a daily basis. So at any rate, everybody is ready to go.
Yep.
Ready.
All right. So you all head off in the direction of the town that you will have been directed to for your investigation. So this is about an hour or two trip. Does anybody do any miscellaneous conversations or tasks on their way? I asked this because during the last game, uh, Fate decided this would be a good time to go foraging, which is not wrong because you are in a forest. And he rolled a nat 20 on it for some stupid reason. So
It was the perfect time to do it.
Kind of
so this
tells
is
me
a
it
good
sounds like to me.
time to get to know each other or just do miscellaneous skill checks because you can.
Yeah, I think I'd kind of inquire into people a little bit, not like digging into their backgrounds or anything, but just maybe understanding a little bit about their capabilities to some extent. So if anything were to come up, um, how we might be able to deal with it.
That is reasonable.
So Soraya will kind of elaborate a bit on just what she can do, which is she will frontline, even though she's not really a frontliner like that. Um, she can kind of just, if needed, frontline for a bit. As a cleric, she'll heal if people are dead, but she likes to just hit things and murder. So uh, if you can help contribute to that, even better. Whatever ways we can, she'll uh she'll help you out with her cleric like abilities. I don't know what everybody else's classes are, so
Yeah, so I'd just let everybody know that I practice arcane magics. My character is a wizard. Um, but I have a focus on protective magics. The majority of my current spells that I have prepared are typically either buffing, like to make my allies perform more efficiently, or help them take less damage.
copy, copy, copy.
My character is a druid. Yeah, so she's very focused on like, especially with like animal, wild companions, one of her things, and wild shape. She also has a short bow.
All right, all right. Druid, we got a wizard. All right. A lot of magic shit going on.
My character would just tell you his occupation. Look, I am just a merchant, and
Just a merchant.
I enjoy hunting for relics. I
Just
hope
a
to
merchant.
own a, I would hope to own a bazaar, the greatest in all the land. That is my primary goal. And
Now,
that's
what
what
in the world is a bazaar?
it's something bizarre.
That
I
doesn't
feel
help me
like,
at all.
well, I don't know. I think a bazaar is a term that you probably would be familiar with because it's just like a group of shops. It's like a pop-up shop area,
Just think of a
Okay.
very huge mall, right? That's what's gonna be like the bazaar that he's hoping for. Just a
like a
really huge
farmer's
mall.
market.
Yeah, just
Oh, a
him,
market. Ah, gotcha, gotcha. I'm familiar
an
with those.
entire marketplace.
I'm familiar with markets. I shop. I spend money.
Okay, 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 okay. Understood. So you'll be taking everything. I see.
Wheel of coin.
I hear you. I hear you. Now, here's a question. Rules of engagement. Now, if I perceive it as a threat, I'm more than likely just going to hit it. But I understand not everybody's looking for trouble all the time. What are you guys' thoughts?
If you feel like you're in danger and it has loot or relics, you bonk it.
I like
All
the
of
way
these
you
are
do
about to
business.
be murder hobos.
Murder
No, no,
hobo.
no, 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 no.
It's not my first instinct to engage in combat, but if I feel that our lives are at stake, I'll definitely do what's necessary. If you feel the need to fight something, I'm more than willing to protect you while you're doing it.
All right, all right, all right.
We just always make sure to loot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Loot, loot, loot. Yeah. We know about you.
Mhm.
And that's all she's gonna really care about. Is just how are we gonna go about fighting and what can everybody do. So
Okay. Well, if you have come to a satisfactory consensus on your battle strategy or the rough outline of one, you will just continue making your way through the forest until you eventually reach the outskirts of a small town. The town doesn't look particularly interesting. It looks like a regular small town, like any other small town that you might find in your travels. Nothing strikes you as out of the ordinary, so the fact that there's supposedly some fantastical wishing well here seems a bit puzzling because you think, well, if there's a bunch of wishes coming through, why wouldn't people wish for a better living situation or something exciting and extravagant like giant magical creatures or what have you? But you don't find you see anything like that as you make your way through the cobblestone streets, heading to the main hall that you were directed to meet with the leader of the town. You eventually reach said great hall, and you will find a short woman having a conversation with a rather tall elf. Uh, the height difference is notable because she has to crane her head way back to look up at him to make eye contact. They don't sound like they're talking about anything of particular interest to you, so depending on how you're inclined, you can just wait till they wrap it up or interrupt them to announce your presence and intentions.
I'll stand by.
Okay. Yeah. So eventually they wrap up, and with a nod, the male elf will walk past you and out the door that you entered from, allowing the woman to give you her full attention. She does appear to be just a human woman about middle age with a few gray streaks in her hair. She looks at you with an aura of leadership and speaks. Yes, how can I help you? I don't believe I recognize you, so you must be traveling through.
Uh okay. Here we go. Here we go. Never mind. Hi, we're with the Keymasters. We're here looking for a wishing well.
Oh, yes. Yes, we have been having a few rather peculiar incidents regarding that wishing well. Uh, we're not really sure what to think of it. People throw in money and their wishes come true, but not usually in the way one would expect. It's nothing quite so tricky as a a genie or the like, where everything is turns out horrible, but often it's just not quite what the person expected. One person threw in some money and wished for 1 million gold, and on their way home, they found a piece of gold that said million on it. It was worth more gold than they initially spent, but it's not quite what they were looking for. We just kind of wanted to look into it to see if it's something that could potentially turn poor. So far, nobody has wished for anything egregious or dangerous, but you never know.
Sarai's gonna laugh at the million coin thing, the million gold thing. Now, I've played my fair share of pranks in my day, but that one takes the cake.
Yeah, so we all find it rather amusing. I can't say he thought the same, but it is what it is. So you're here to investigate. You all, and she kind of observes the four of you. You're a rather mismatched bunch, but it takes all kinds. And she will pull out a map from her robes and hand it to you. This is the location of the well. It's just on the outside of town. It's easily accessible because before it started granting us wishes, it was just a normal well that people used for water. And just one day, out of the blue, it just started granting wishes.
Now, how long ago did it just start randomly granting wishes?
The first time that we noticed, I would say, was probably around 2 weeks ago. Although it could have been longer, and it could have just been smaller wishes that people didn't share with us. But
Hmm.
about 2 weeks ago, one of the kids in the town wished for a longer bedtime, so they didn't have to go to sleep so early. And we found that we were stuck with the sun for 2 days straight. Some people were a little bit disgruntled about that.
So the sun stayed here for 2 days and only here?
Well, we didn't really investigate how far reaching it was, but as far as the inside of town, yeah, it was daylight for 2 days. The strange thing about it is that the sun did look like it set. It just didn't get dark.
So, kind of based on the fact that like we have been like kind of in the area for the last couple days, we would know that like the sun actually set, right? Like we would be able to determine that something seems to be localized, I guess, around the city or the well. Like we could
Yeah, as
discern
far
that, I
as
guess.
you know, from where you were at, that 2 hours away distance, the sun seemed to rise and set normally. You don't recall it ever being up for 2 hours, two days straight, to your knowledge.
Well, I think we got ourselves a nice little situation to go and investigate, don't y'all think?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
We're all for experiments.
I'll grab the map from her. Not thinking kindly for you taking your time out and talking with us, but we're gonna get a head start on this thing, see what's going on.
Well, we appreciate that. If you need anything from us, just let me know and I'll see what I can do for you.
You have any snacks?
Certainly, we could get you something from the mess hall if that's what you need.
I was just curious. I don't know how long this thing's gonna take, so
Yeah. And she will head off to a back room for a few minutes, and then she'll come back. And after a few moments after that, a separate woman will come in with a basket that she will hand to you, and you open it, and I'll have a few things like fresh fruit and crackers and cheese
Hell
and
yeah.
some juices and water in it.
I thank you all kindly again for your patronage, and I love these fruits.
What kind of fruits are they?
There's just like apples and berries,
Are there mangoes?
mangoes. I don't think mangoes would be native to this part of the area, but
Yeah, I
they're
agree.
all yeah, they're all fresh and in season. I'm just sorry, I'm just distracted because we watched stupid Call Me by Your Name, and I'm just thinking about peaches now. There's no peaches. There's definitely none of those. Shut up, Fate. Please. I'm gonna block the word feet.
I'm watching your
That's
stream.
nuts.
And I'm gonna specifically attach it to Laird so that she beats you specifically for saying
Good.
feet. Anyway, so you have your snack basket. What
As
do you
long
do
as Faye
next?
doesn't drown.
I mean, there's no promises.
Yeah, I have nothing else. So if y'all have something,
Nope.
Not you. Jesus.
So yeah, I
all right
guess we
then.
all start heading towards the well.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you are able to make your way to the well with no issue. But I just, on your way there, I just want you all to roll me a perception check, unless you don't care. It's an optional perception check. Yeah, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary as you make your way to the well.
I got me a juicy 19.
18.
Uh, okay, yeah. So as you make your way to the well, the town itself still seems somewhat normal, but you will start to notice now that you're more aware of the situation, a few things that seem mildly out of place. Ying also doesn't notice anything. Uh, you will see that like some of the buildings seem to be newer than the ones around them, and or there's like a garden that seems somewhat out of season, flourishing next to someone's house. Just little things that add up together to be kind of strange and out of the ordinary, but nothing too egregious.
Looks like the townsfolk have been making regular use of the well.
Yeah,
Uh,
so you make your way to the edge of town to the location of the well, and hold on a second because I'm going to switch something. Maybe. Where did it go? Maybe I'm not going to switch something. Oh, I see what happened. Okay, so you make your way to the edge of town and you will see, yikes, this well. Um, though the leader of the town told you this was a regular well, um, as you approach it, it does look mildly ominous. You're not really getting evil vibes or anything from it, but it just doesn't look like something that somebody would go, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a wish here. This is perfectly fine.
Could I roll
It
an
just looks badly off-putting.
could I roll an investigation or an arcana on
Yeah,
this?
you can
Which would you
roll.
prefer?
I will just say, let me see actually, if I can just look.
They're both the same for me, but just asking.
Well, if they're the same, I will just say roll an investigation. Okay. Yeah, so are you looking for anything in particular, or are you just trying to figure out why it looks like this?
Yeah, why like there's an aura to it that like feels ominous? What's compelling people to make all these wishes? How did this wish thing start happening? You know, like what is there a particular sensation that just occurs when you get close to it?
Yeah, so you start kind of looking at the well, maybe walking around it, trying to see if there's anything that you can pick up that would explain what about this well made it suddenly magical when it wasn't before, and why does it look like this now? Presumably, it didn't look like this, but you're not sure. And you conclude that there's probably something in the well because the well itself seems relatively normal as old wells are that start granting wishes randomly.
Is there like a bucket or anything that kind of goes down into the well, or is it kind of like in the pitcher, or is it more just kind of like an open well that they're making the wishes from when they're kind of like throwing coins in or whatever they're
There
doing?
is a bucket in the well.
Just to be a little fancier, I guess, than just using the bucket, I'm going to cast shape water and try to see if there's water at the bottom of the well. It's got a range of 30 feet.
Okay. Yeah, so you do sense water.
So I'm just going to essentially I can do like a 5-foot cube, but I'm going to choose to shape it into a key just because it's kind of on the nose for this group, and just kind of pull it forward. And I just want to look at it and see if there's anything weird about it or if it's just clear the way I would expect it to be. And if it is, I'm just going to kind of like drop the water back in.
Yeah, so you just observe this water to see if it looks like normal water or if it's tainted somehow. It actually roll me an investigation. Yeah, you observe this water and it seems perfectly normal. It does look like it's a little hard, but it doesn't look magical in any way to you. Not the water inherently itself.
Okay. I just kind of look to the group and I'm like, thoughts? Any ideas?
I have an idea. I proceed to conjure a mage hand and
Okay.
see if I could use the mage hand to go down into the water. See if there's anything towards the bottom. If
So
that's
you're
possible.
putting the mage hand in the well to see if you can touch something?
Yes.
Okay. Uh,
A tool handy for any explorer. The handy mage hand.
handy. Yeah, okay. Roll me a sleight of hand.
Oof.
So you go to set the mage hand in the well to try to touch something, and you get a little overzealous in your actions and just smack the walls in the side of the well so hard that the mage hand poofs out of existence.
Well, there goes my idea. Anybody else have any ideas? I could do this again.
I can. Just 1 second here. I'm just double checking how this spell works. I'm gonna, as a drow, I can cast the cantrip Dancing Lights.
Mhm.
I'm going to summon an orb of light, and I'm gonna send it down, just above the water line. The range is
Okay.
120 feet.
So you send this orb of light down into the depths of the well. It lights up the bottom, and you see water, which is expected in a well, especially after previous investigations have concluded that there is in fact water down here. You you will know that the bottom of the well, the way the shadows curve around the light, would seem to indicate that maybe the sides extend further out. Like maybe there's more room down there.
Sure. So I kind of tell the group that, and I'm sure everybody's kind of like keeling over, like looking over the well, because we can kind of see what's down there with the light shed. I guess it looks like we have two options that I can think of. Either we lower somebody down, or we look around to see if there's some type of entrance or something to get into it. I don't know if we would be able to ask around. Is this well like fairly outside of town, or is it nearby? I'd be curious if there's any type of like waterways or any old passages that maybe the townsfolk would be familiar with.
It's slightly out of town, like maybe just 5 minutes from the nearest building.
Sure. What does everyone think?
Oh yeah, Sarai will absolutely rather explore not going down into the well. Just because, she's got some heavy armor on and all that, and not very mobile in the water. And, there's other ways to go about it. She's with it.
Yeah, don't know how well this rope's gonna hold a couple of us going down there. So, and it also leaves, yeah, and it also leaves at least one of us outside as well, unless they want to jump in.
I say we yeah, find another way down.
That works for me.
I'll agree.
So yeah, we just kind of start combing our way kind of around the kind of plains or forested area we're at and see if there's any type of ledge or drop off or running water maybe that we could hear that could lead us in the right direction.
Okay. It says everybody roll me an investigation and see if you could find an alternative entrance to this well. Okay, so yeah, you all spread out trying to see if there's alternative routes to get into this well besides just jumping down into the hole or trying to ride the bucket down on a flimsy old rope. because that seems really like a great way to just be dunked at the bottom of a well uncomfortably. You will come across an old storage shed a few yards away from the well, and it looks like it's in a bit of disuse. It's kind of old and creaky and warped. If you go inside of it, you'll see like a few miscellaneous tools. You'll see some old crack buckets and some old rope. So you kind of conclude that this must be like spare parts for the well or like replacements, and once they change it out, they just kind of throw it in here. You do see on the floor of this shed like a hatch.
Kind of leading downwards, like a
Yeah, it's like a hatch on
cellar
the
door type thing.
floor.
Okay.
It is reminiscent of like a cellar door.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I heard you say crack buckets, and I immediately started giggling.
I didn't want to interrupt
Yeah,
you,
I
but I was
think
like,
that.
crack buckets. I'll open the hatch.
Okay, you open the hatch and it leads to a dark opening. It smells damp and earthy. If you have dark vision, you can see in it slightly.
Yep.
I don't have dark vision, so what I'm going to do is cast the light on my chest, like on my armor plate,
Mhm.
with the hopes that I can just at least see a little bit in front of me.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, I usually play people with dark vision, so I never have this issue. But
There's always one person that just can't see. I feel like that's just how it goes.
yeah, so bright light in a 20-foot radius, dim for another 20. So
Yeah, so you are definitely able to cast light on your armor. It's before you go, presumably, go down this hatch.
yeah, once I recognize it's dark, I'm just like, oh, all right, here we go.
Okay, so what order are we going down this hole?
I can lead the way.
Yeah, I'm standing behind him because he has a light I can't see.
Oh, you can't
I'll,
see either.
I'll go behind them.
Can you see? Do you have dark vision?
I do.
Yeah, okay,
The
so one of us has
elves
dark
should.
vision.
I think we have two
Okay,
elves.
so yep.
No.
Oh,
elves
yeah.
should.
Don't regular elves have dark vision?
Do they? I don't know.
I never play regular elves, so I have no idea.
Let me just run your sheet real quick. Is it they do that? I don't know, maybe I'm lying. Maybe I'm making stupid. I don't play elves either. Yeah, the elves have dark vision.
Okay, so Nat and Story can both see.
Ooh.
I'm hugging Zell right now to be able to see.
You don't have to be right on top of her to see.
Yeah.
It's a 20-foot radius, so you're just choosing to do this.
Nah, I'm just a little terrified.
And just
Oh,
to
these
improve the
suits.
light, I do just one sec here. I'm just gonna double check how long the dancing lights last for.
Okay. So now there are two sources of light.
It's
that
a minute.
extend-
No, never mind. It's well. I mean, I can cast it again for another minute. It's a cantrip, so I'll do that.
Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, you'll just keep casting it for as long as you need extra light. Or if something happens to you and you otherwise can't continue to cast it.
Yep.
Okay, so are you at the end? Because it sounded like everybody was following the light source for the
Yep.
most part.
Yeah, I don't mind being kind of at the tail end.
Okay. All right, so you're all making your way forward through this kind of damp tunnel that you found underneath this old shed. And you walk, well, there's only one route currently, but you walk in the direction that you know the well to be. So you have a feeling that this is connected, but after you walk for a while, you will see two branching paths, one that goes left and one that goes right.
The decision of a lifetime.
Mm.
My gut says left.
I'm just gonna pull a coin out of my coat.
I'm gonna flip a coin.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip it. I'm just gonna ask everybody and say left or right, heads or tails. And then I'm just gonna go open my hand up. And can I roll a D2? Is that's it? I'm just gonna roll a D4 and divide it by 2, right?
Do evens and odds.
Let's see. Is there a D2? No.
I mean, it'd just be a
If
coin.
you type in the command,
Yeah,
you could do
there it is.
D2, but there's not a button.
The
for it.
dice says go right.
All right.
Okay.
The right. We'll head off to the right.
All right, so you head off to the right. You keep walking through this dark, well, dark but mildly well-lit tunnel as you make your way to investigate what could be under this well. Eventually, you will notice that the roof, and calling it a roof is generous because it's just kind of like a dirt tunnel, has started sloping downwards. It already wasn't that tall to begin with, just reaching maybe like 8 feet, but it's slowly started getting shorter and shorter until eventually you find the tallest person will start having to stoop. And actually, how tall is everybody for a reference point?
I'm like 6 feet tall. Tall for a satyr.
I am also 6 feet.
I'm like 5'1".
Like
I'm
5'10".
small.
Soraya is a nice muscle mommy.
So the three of you will start having to squat a lot sooner than Ying, but eventually you're basically bent at like a 45-degree angle, and she's kind of crab walking because it's even starting to be short for her. You
There's
will
no way.
eventually get to a part of the tunnel, and as you're walking forward, the tunnel is gradually getting deeper and deeper in terms of water on the ground. So you're like sloughing through this wet, marshy ground, and the roof is getting shorter and shorter. It's very damp and kind of humid. And you will get to what you assume is where this path meets the well, because suddenly the roof just kind of opens up in a semi-circular fashion, and you can look up and you see a light. You can't really see the sky because the top of the well did have like a little roof bit on it.
So as we kind of like enter the like opening, I'll just kind of joke with everybody, like asking them if imagine they're feeling a bit relieved getting out of the tunnel, but remind me a bit of home.
Yeah. My home is a lot more open than that.
Definitely not so much the tunnels, but the cave, the atmosphere is making me a little nostalgic, even though it's only been a few days.
Gotcha. So coming out of that, do we see anything of note, or is it just like it kind of opened up and still a bit more to explore?
Roll me another investigation.
Investigation. I can do
All of
that.
us?
If you want to.
I'll take it.
If you don't mind, I'm actually gonna roll a stealth check. I'm not like trying to hide per se, but I'm just trying to kind of keep my voice a little bit lower, and I'm kind of like wary as we're entering these larger chambers of what we could expect.
Okay.
It's not. I have like a negative. Oh, it's not that bad. 11.
I have
Okay.
disadvantage on stealth, so you don't
Yeah,
want me
same
rolling
here.
those.
I'm a -1. Oh, you have the
yeah,
plate.
so
Yeah.
while the majority of your party members are looking around trying to see if there's anything of note, you're just kind of cautiously trying to maintain some discreetness in case there's anything strange down here that might wish you ill will. So with your investigation, you didn't notice anything strange in the tunnels themselves as you were making your way here. It just seemed wet and small and uncomfortable, and probably claustrophobic for anybody that has that issue. But here in this main part of the well, you will see on the ground several coins.
Okay. I think we found where these
What did you say?
coins may be going. I'm gonna pick up the coins.
Okay.
Wait! My character says before you pick it up.
Roll me a D100.
Oh God,
Oh no.
a D100. Ooh-wee.
Random chance.
Okay, you are able to pick up 40 coins.
Oh. These are real
Roll
gold,
me.
right?
Well, hold on. Roll me a D20.
Do this to me. 19. I'll take it.
So 19 of those coins are gold, and the rest are silver.
Hell yeah. I can do math. All right, 19, 21.
I can do math.
All right.
As he's kind of going around and picking coins up, I'm gonna, like I said, like haphazardly stealthing. I mean, I only rolled an 11, so stealth for me. Just kind of like walking around the edges of the room and trying to kind of like get an idea of if there's any alcoves or openings or anything. I would presume where the coins are on the floor that this is probably the opening of the well, but just trying to figure out if there's any other side rooms or tunnels or anything like that.
Yeah, they're directly across from where you entered the well. There's another tunnel, like it continues forward.
Does it appear to be long? Like, can I see the end of it? Or...
You do not see the end of it.
Okay. I'll just let everybody know that, hey, there's... I guess, hey, there's another path here. I'm not sure if we want to continue kind of explore this room or wait a few minutes and then might want to head down this way.
Before I make my way over there, looking at the gold, was it all kind of just like in that one little area, just kind of stocking up, or was it like kind of a trail leading off somewhere?
Yeah, it was all just kind of scattered in that area. Some of
Copy.
it seems kind of disturbed off to the sides, but you think that might just be like from water movement.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, I'm down to continue on down the other tunnel.
Everybody agree?
Yeah, that works for me.
It's
Yeah.
obvious
Okay.
it's gonna make headway.
Yeah.
All right,
Zelvia's
and
Raya.
so is this the same order as before?
Yeah, I can head up the front.
Okay. Yeah, so you make your way and you continue down this tunnel. Thankfully, it looks like the tunnel has maintained some of its height, so you're not stooping like you were when you exited the previous part of the tunnel. You don't see anything strange as you continue your way down this tunnel, but I will ask that you make me a wisdom saving throw. Just you, not everybody.
God, wisdom save. Oh wait, I got a good wisdom save. Look at that. +6. Hell yeah.
Okay. So you feel a slight something in the back of your mind. It catches your attention and you feel like there's something that you need to do, but then it just kind of fades away as you continue walking. I don't know if that's something that you would mention to anybody or if you would just shake it off and continue.
Um, let's shake it off and continue.
Okay. Yeah, so you keep walking and eventually this tunnel, after about 5 minutes or so, you think, it will open up to a big cavern, just like a cave of sorts. It's still pretty moist in this area, but the water has tapered off somewhat in this area. So it's mostly just damp rather than sitting water.
Um, it's just damp, not necessarily sitting water. Just
Yeah,
gonna
so
kind of keep
do
pushing through.
yeah, you do notice that there seems to be a light source coming from somewhere. It's not very bright, it's very dim light, and you can't really pinpoint where it's coming from. It kind of seems like it's coming from everywhere and nowhere.
That will give me pause. So they'll kind of see Soraya kind of stop and just like look around as if trying to spot where the light sources is coming from, but just not really settling on any one direction. And I was asked the group like, where's that light coming from?
I can't tell.
Your guess is as good as mine. I'm blind.
Hey, you ain't the only one.
I guess I'm wary to do it, but I can take one of my lights and kind of push it towards and try to illuminate the area, kind of revealing a bit more.
Yeah, so you send your light deeper into this cavern to try to see if there's anything you can uncover by shining more light on it. Because whatever the dim light source is, it's not bright enough to uncover every shadow and nook and cranny. So it is very shadowy in this cave still. So your light does illuminate things better. You don't see anything that you think would be casting any sort of light.
Okay. Just out of sheer precaution, I'm going to touch Donovan on the shoulder and cast Mage Armor.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
So I don't know how to cast it on a person in the app. Just 1 second here.
Good question.
So if I click to use it,
just click it and then whatever.
It just uses my spell slot. I want it to
Yeah.
like reflect. So just 1 second here. If I cast it from... Doesn't help. But anyways, I'm going to cast it on you. And then because I cast an abjuration spell...
Cast it on who?
On Donovan.
Okay. And Donovan, you're not wearing any armor?
I'm wearing leather armor.
Okay. Do you want to have the mage armor instead, or would the leather armor be higher?
How much is the mage armor actually?
I think it's 13 plus your dex
13
bonus.
Plus
Yep.
Is it their dex or your dex?
It's their dexterity modifier.
The
Oh, then I'm
target's
definitely
base-
doing that.
Yeah, target's base becomes 13 plus its dexterity modifier.
Okay. So you would have to actively take your leather armor off for it to work.
Could I just tell you the AC and not have to just remove my armor?
I mean, you don't have to like actually take it off like your sheet
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever, but like for the sake of, if for some reason this mage armor goes off, you will not have any armor on.
Yeah, I'd be naked.
Oh, it specifically says isn't wearing armor. I didn't catch that. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was asking all those questions.
Understood.
If you want, I could get naked and you put it on, but
Oh. Yeah, because right now, even casting it on myself's not the best. It does raise my armor class, though. But it does go down 1 because of my dexterity modifier. But, yeah, sorry. We'll just to make things easier, I guess, I'll just cast it on myself and then activate my arcane ward. So I'll be able to absorb some hit points of damage for people if needed, if we encounter anything.
Okay, and then can you just hit that so I know
Yep.
what it does? Because I don't remember off the top of my head.
So basically, I can absorb up to 8 hit points of damage
Okay.
for people within the barrier. So it's...
Is anybody else doing any sort of preparation?
Oh, I'm not.
No.
nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
It might actually be at a higher level when I can do it to other people. But I'm still going to put it up. Because it doesn't say that I'm doing it to other people in this one, so I'm just going to double check my spells, but we can keep going while I do that.
Yeah, it doesn't specify, but
I know at
I
some
guess
point you
we
can definitely do it, but it's probably just not at level 2.
well, you know what? I don't actually know how it works on here. I'll look it up if it is relevant.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. Yeah, so if you all could roll me a perception check, or you don't have to, rather, but I need at least one person to.
I'm rolling it. I have a +4 on perception.
Okay, so as this orb of light is kind of like shifting around the room, illuminating various corners, you will note that one of the corners seems weirdly dark. Like, as opposed to it being a shadow, it's like a void of darkness that isn't quite being illuminated by the light.
It's not being illuminated by the light.
Let's go touch the void.
Did you say you touched the void?
No, I said who wants to go touch the void?
Oh, who wants to? I was like, oh, okay. Just clarifying.
I'll approach. I won't touch. I'll approach.
Okay. So you approach the void. Even as you get closer, it's not getting any more clear. You still can't see through it.
I want to do something. Does it? I'm gonna just swing my mace at it.
Okay, roll
See
me an
what
attack
happens.
roll.
Let's just see what happens.
Oh,
I
it's
would
still
like
not
to
working correctly.
roll.
Okay,
Oh,
just
okay, I guess
roll
not.
roll me a
I'll roll mine.
d20 and then add whatever your modifier is. For some reason the attack rolls aren't coming through, and I don't know why. It wasn't working on Tuesday either.
Copy. That's 16 plus 3 is 19.
Okay. So
Misses.
make sure that's not showing up. Okay. So you swing your mace at the darkness and you feel it make contact with something. I'm gonna need you all to roll me initiative.
Hell yeah.
Sorry,
All
I
of
was
us?
trying to use my spell
Yeah,
slot. I
all of
spammed
you.
the VTT.
Initiative.
Cool.
That is awful. Oh no. Oh no.
I've been rolling
Hold on, wait,
steady 11s.
Where's initiative?
It's beside your armor class. It's so right above your actions if your screen is full on beyond. Like a sideways diamond. And I can't project my ward to level 6. So it is a thing I can do. I just can't do it yet.
Oh wait, I found it. Okay, I found it. There you go. There. Wait, did mine come through?
I
So mine
see
has
it.
Okay, it has like a weird box above it on my screen.
Let's see. Where's the other page open? Oh, it's just because there was no tokens on the map. That's what that means.
Hmm.
Break out the dice, boys. Fate's so silly. Okay. So we have a 24, an 11, a 3, and a 19. And maybe, well, I'm not going to worry about it now. But next time I will pull out tokens so that it automatically goes on the turn tracker. Because that's convenient. But I won't worry about it now. So, use that nat 20 for your initiative. We love that for you. Okay. So since you got the first hit, we will consider that a surprise round. But before we actually get into the fighting, I will tell you what happens. So you swing your mace into this void of darkness and you make contact with something that feels like flesh. The blackness dissipates and you are face to face with a humanoid creature covered from head to toe in some kind of protective armor, and all you can see is just like the area where their eyes are, and they do not look happy to see you, funnily enough.
Do I need to roll damage at all or nah?
Yes.
All right. Okay, that's
Okay,
great.
guess that's not working either. That's fun.
Oh no.
We've got a whopping 2 bludgeoning
Oh
damage.
no.
Well, you win some, you lose some.
Don't you worry, I'm
It makes
coming with
sense.
the vengeance.
You were throwing your mace into like pitch darkness. You had no idea what you were swinging at, so you just like nick it.
It's like, yeah, you're lucky you hit anything at all, so you just gotta take what you can get.
Okay.
Alright, so you strike it a somewhat glancing blow. And now we go to the top of the initiative. So we have our satyr friend here. Sorry, I just like blanked on what I was gonna say for a moment.
All good. So Donovan?
Yes.
Alright, so I don't essentially remember the layout of what the map looks like. I just know that we swung into a void of darkness and it's no longer dark. So I would say my character would say like, Father, grant me strength. Right? And out of like his leather armor, his archaeological leather armor, he rubs in a certain spot and he shoots out an eldritch blast towards this entity.
Classic.
Yeah, classic warlock. Right? Eldritch blast out of 10.
Okay. Oh, that one actually worked. Good. Great. Maybe it's just weapon attacks that don't work. Noted, I guess. That does hit. Go ahead and roll me the damage.
Curious if it matters where you do the attack from. If I do
no.
unarmed strike. Yeah, that doesn't work.
I'm
Does
also
everybody
curious
here
why
know how to
everything
use?
you hit duplicates. That's also throwing me off.
So I do 13 damage.
Yes. Um, okay. So, Ying, you would be next.
What am I rolling?
It depends what you're doing.
Yeah.
What are you gonna attack it or do something else?
I'll attack it with ice knife.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hit that button for me to see if that works, because that would be great if it does.
Oh, I don't think it's working. Oh,
That is
No.
unarmed strike from
No,
somebody.
that was me. I was just trying it from
Yeah,
a
that
different
wasn't you.
spot. I
Okay.
was just trying to see if I could make it
it's
work.
not yes. Letting me roll it.
Do you know? Oops. Do you know how to? Oh, yeah. Okay. So you click. Yeah, that. Wait, you had it. There's a delay, so I don't know when you're hovering over the thing when I'm saying it or not. But you had it, and then you moved.
Over the dice on the side? Yeah, it's not letting me click on it.
It's not doing anything.
Mhm.
I wonder if they need to
Oh,
update
wait.
this or something.
Yes.
I mean, you should be
Wait.
able to click on any of them because that symbol implies that you can use it to roll, but it's not doing anything. Let me see if I can do it. Give me a second. Didn't do anything. Why is it broken for everybody? That's so weird.
Why does it work for me?
Yeah, no,
So where are you guys hitting?
I'm doing it
On
from
the character sheet?
actions. Yeah, so like you would go into actions. You can do it from attack or all.
Yeah, because
And
we've done this before and it worked.
yeah,
Yeah, it worked during the test, during session 0, but now it's just like it didn't work on Tuesday either. So I don't know if the extension is just broken.
Don't. Yeah, press there the +4.
No, it's not doing anything.
But it shows up in the campaign thing, supposedly. So let me pull that up.
Let me roll my thing again. Obviously, this doesn't count. But
Yeah, I don't know why.
Try to refresh my character sheets.
he's just the chosen one.
Do you have
Wait.
a sheet in Roll20? Because maybe that's why.
Who are you asking?
Day, since this is the only one that works.
what do I have in Roll20? What?
Do you have a sheet in Roll20?
No.
Oh, that's weird. I don't know why yours is the only one that works.
Alright, so what should I do instead? Go roll it from the
Are we sure
Roll20?
we have the? Oh wait, yeah, we've already been rolling. Because you guys rolled for other stuff.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just the weapons that are being weird.
Yeah, the attacks are just not working. But the stuff shows up. It's just not rolling numbers.
So we could do this the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, so just roll.
so Firebolt worked.
Well, I don't know what's going on. So
I could
just
see
roll a
if...
d20 and add.
Oh, see, that one worked,
Huh?
right? No,
No,
it
that's
just
just
didn't do
No,
the...
it didn't. It just shows you what
Okay.
it is.
Roll a d20.
And then add.
+4.
And then if you hit, you'd roll a d10. It looks like.
Wait.
Not
Oh.
4d20.
Just
Oops.
one d20.
Okay.
Okay, so you rolled a d20, you got a 19, and then plus 4
And then I have a
would be
plus
23.
4. Okay, so then what do I roll?
It looks like your attack is a d10, so roll a d10.
Will that work in here? I don't think that works.
It should if you just use the
Nah,
dice
you
in
just
the
have to roll a
bottom
d10 on the
left
thing,
of your
'cause the other
page.
one's not working either.
No, what?
That is unfortunate.
Welcome to the club.
Oh, I have a plus. No, I don't.
No, there's no
I don't.
pluses to that.
Oh no.
Alright, so 1 damage, a whopping 1 damage. Go.
What were you
so it's
casting?
the ice knife.
Nice knife.
Okay.
And I think you use a spell slot for that.
Doesn't have that has like an extra effect on it, right?
Yes. Either way, it explodes and it hits people within 5 feet. Which I don't know if that counts the creature itself or not, but there's nobody else but y'all. So. But yeah, this spell is not. If you were within 5 feet, you would be hit by it, which nobody specified that they moved. So you might actually have just gotten hit by.
Over there, it
You
says
might have got
succeed
hit
on
by
a
a
dexterity.
stray.
It says succeed
So
on a
roll
dexterity
me.
saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage.
So roll me dex save.
Who?
Everybody. Well,
I
I
think
guess
it
only
really
other
just
2
be
people
me,
that
right?
hit. Well, because 2 people have attacked so far, other than her.
Because I hit
You
him
did
with
a
the
crossbow,
mace.
so you probably weren't. Yeah, so I think
Yeah,
it is just
mace
Just
and then
be- it'd
Eldritch
just be
Blast
me.
from range. Yeah.
So I'm making a what? Dex save?
dex save. Yes.
Oh shit. Okay.
And it's a dex save for half damage, right?
So it looks like you needed to get more than a 12, and you didn't do that. So
I did not.
Did
Not
the
at
creature
all.
succeed? The dexterity saving throw?
the target and each creature must succeed the dex. Oh, the target is part of it.
Yeah, it blows up.
On a dex saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage. So roll me. Ying, roll me 2 more d6.
Plus your spell modifier.
So roll 2d6, 1d6,
Yes.
2d6, and then
Was it +2, I think, on your
Plus-
sheet?
I think it's a
I think that's just the extra
Plus
damage,
two.
Oh,
right?
it's just a. Oh, ice knife is nothing. It's just the
Yeah,
the
just
1d10.
2d6. It doesn't say anything else. So that
Cool.
is 11 damage.
God.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That is rough, buddy.
sorry.
Okay. All right.
But now you're learning.
Note to self: don't use that in close range.
Don't use that unless you know your homies
Oh,
are not
jeez.
in the way. But at least you use a fireball. So it's a nice little change of pace.
Next time.
Okay. Hold on. I lost order. Give me a second. Okay, so it is the humanoid's turn. So let's see. Roll some dice. Decide who is going to attack. Oops. Hold on. Okay, so it looks like the creature is going to aim for Ying. Is a little upset about that ice knife situation, which is valid, I think.
Valid, yeah.
Okay. Oh. Okay, so does a 22 hit?
If she
Thanks.
says no, it doesn't hit. We are. She is not level 2.
I always get so mad when my DM asks me does some stupid ass number hit. Like, does a
It's
32 hit?
it's fun.
Yes, you bitch.
Yeah. They just want to hear that it does.
They want that moment of everybody being like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. So, hold on. Why is it not telling me what? Oh, okay. Mm. Okay. So that is 7 damage. It swings a sword at you, cutting you across the shoulder.
Ouch. How deep is the cut?
I mean, it's just a flesh wound. You're bleeding and it hurts, but you think you'll live.
I think I'll live.
How much
I
damage?
mean, I don't know. Have you ever been in a fight before?
Emotional
No.
damage.
Just
More
emotional.
emotional damage than physical damage.
Okay, just roll me a straight intelligence. I want to see something.
Just
You know,
Yingwei?
yeah, just her. I was like, okay, yeah, you think you'll be fine. It's not, you're not having a great time, but you know you'll be okay unless it gets worse, which the fight's not over, so it could.
Roll for
But
panic
this,
attack.
well,
No, no, don't make me roll for panic attack.
Give her a stress gauge.
Stress meter.
okay, it is. Hold on. Okay, the tennis.
Sure.
Sorry, I'm blanking on how to pronounce it.
Yeah.
I'm
And
just
I mean, it's the first game, right? So it's learning everyone's names and that sort of thing too. Before casting anything, I'm just gonna see if it is like it can communicate at all and be like, perhaps we got off on the wrong foot, but just trying to understand what's going on with this well and the wishes. And I'll give it like just enough time to respond that if it doesn't, I'll continue kind of the barrage that everybody else is doing.
Yeah, so you attempt to try to communicate with this creature, and it responds back in a language that is distinctly not common. What languages does everybody know? I know at least 2 of you
So
will understand.
for my turn then, instead of attacking, as soon as it starts to talk, can I cast comprehend languages?
You can, but I just want to double check.
Sure.
Which languages do you know already?
I know Common, Deep Speech, Elvish, and Sylvan.
Okay, so I will tell you that you don't need to cast comprehend languages to understand it. Yeah, so you will hear it say in a very angry tone of voice with words that you recognize as Sylvan. I don't know what you're doing here, but I don't take kindly to people that attack me.
I'll respond back. I suppose it understood it might have understood me. It definitely responded back to me. I'll reply back to it in Sylvan and say, we're willing to put down arms, assuming you are as well. We're trying to figure out what's going on with the town and the wishes.
Okay. I want you to roll me a persuasion.
Oh, I have a +1. That's okay. Not great.
Yeah, so you try to convince it to put down its weapon so that you can just kind of talk this out. But this fight is already underway, and it's just like, yeah, nah, I'm not really feeling it.
If I have time, I'll firebolt it. If I've kind of used my turn conversing with it, that's fine too.
Yeah, since you were trying to persuade it to stop
Sure.
fighting,
Yeah.
I would say that was your action.
Okay. Nope, that's fine.
So we are going to move on to our last player. What? Yeah, no. How do you say your character's name again?
Soraya.
Right, okay. So it is your turn.
Okay.
So you heard this conversation go down. I don't know if you understand Sylvan at all, so you probably don't know what's going on actually. If you
Not at
don't.
all.
They would have heard the first thing I said,
Yeah.
but I essentially repeated the same thing in Sylvan, but they wouldn't know that.
Yeah, I will take this turn to.
You will do what?
I'll take this turn to cast Guiding Bolt,
Okay.
and we're gonna just have a go. Oh God, the hell!
Okay, so
Why did it send 2 rolls?
I'm
Oh, it
feeling
like
it.
rolled everything at once. Okay. I was
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
you're
what is
good. It
going
rolled
on?
both your dice at the same time.
I was like, what is going on?
I
All right, a 13 to hit, I guess.
Yes. Okay. So you roll a 13 to hit with your guiding bolt, and is guiding bolt the one with the wisdom save, or is that the other one?
On a hit, target takes 46 radiant, and the next roll, the next attack roll made against the target before my next turn has advantage.
Yeah, I think it's a
Okay.
roll to hit, not a save.
Yeah, so
Okay. Well, at any rate, you don't hit it. I was just
yeah,
asking.
I figured. Yeah, I figured as much. Cool. Then I don't think I have anything else that I could do at the moment.
Okay. So we go back to the top of the initiative with Day's character.
All right. So, does at any point does he say that? Does Vantis? Is it Vantis?
Vitanis.
Vitanis? Okay, Vitanis. Sorry.
No worries.
At any point, do you say that like, oh, do
It-
you translate what he said?
Yeah, if I'm able to explain that, like as people are fighting, then I definitely would.
Yeah, if you just want to be like, as you're talking, you then repeat it in common, that's fine.
Yeah, so just essentially, he doesn't know why we're here, and doesn't seem any signs of letting up.
Could you translate before I just like decide to Eldritch blast him again? Like, what kind of disturbances is he causing the will? What's with all the wishes? As a fellow Fae, because I'm assuming he's Fae.
That would be a fair assumption, but you can't really see
Oh yeah, true. I'm blind.
distinguishing features.
It's surprising. I don't speak Sylvan, but I'm a fake creature. Alright.
Well, okay, so you're asking him to translate what's with all the wishes, and what was the first part?
The disturbances at the well. But yeah, basically just how's he causing all this, etc. Why is he here in the first place?
Okay. So this gets translated, and he will answer back via this telephone method that you got going. Because every wish grants me more power.
So he's just power hungry, huh?
Awesome.
Now ask, like, what do you think I should do? Should I attack? Do we want this to stop? Would he try to stop? Can I persuade him to stop?
Yeah, you can try to persuade him to stop. You can either just roll me a persuasion, or you can explain how you would try to persuade him to stop, and I will give you persuasion with advantage.
Yeah, is that technically like me helping him? Like, would I be doing like help for the advantage, I guess?
I mean, if you want to offer help, you can.
Yeah,
but you'd have to tell me how you do that.
He's my translator.
I'm assisting by making him understand what's going on.
You don't have to do this. Power isn't everything. There's so much more to live for.
Yeah. Yeah, he's emoting and showing his passion, and I'm translating the words.
Okay. Are you also showing the passion as you translate? It's like he's not blind or deaf or anything, but it'd just be funny if he was very impassioned, like, you don't need to do this for this power, and you're just like, he said you don't need to do this.
I'll put a little bit into it, but I'm not as intense.
Okay.
You were the chosen one, Anakin.
Yeah.
All right, I'll allow it.
Yeah,
So
he says
go
you're the
ahead and roll me
chosen
a
one, you know.
persuasion with
Allow.
advantage. That was pretty persuasive, I'd say.
Ooh.
You know, like this. So he will lower his weapon. He still looks somewhat weary, considering all the damage you've done so far. But it looks like he's not going to attack at the moment.
I still have my guard up, but I don't want to attack him. I'm just trying to understand, why does he need power? Like, is this really what he's looking for? How is the gold and them wishing? Well, my translator will say.
Yeah, and I guess I'll just add to that, like, why here? Like, why now? Like, what changed, I guess?
This location already had the inherent power that I needed. There was already the essence of unfilled desire, and I knew that I could help fulfill it. Oh, and you said why now? I just happened upon this place. The timing just fit.
So,
is there anything else you could be doing? Oh wait. Yes.
From like our, not that we like have a mission per se, but like from a like keymaster perspective, like do we know what the guidance would be for something like this? Is it a like bring them back to be like spoken to? Is it like eliminate them? Is it move
You
them?
can ask
Like, do we
if
have?
there's like
Yeah,
a key master manual on how to take care of
just
bad
like
guys or
yeah,
whatever.
like in general, like
Um,
what would the ideal situation be like, or do they just not care? It's like however we see fit is acceptable, I guess.
Wasn't
so
our goal
you
investigated?
Yeah,
Yeah, so you will know that historically the purpose of the Keymasters Guild was to help and better the community. The Keymasters Guild was kind of known for having the most heroic adventurers in the area. So to you, you think the most likely course of action would not be to inherently murder people if you didn't have to? If you brought them back, there's not really like anybody in charge to take
gotcha.
care of them or anything,
Okay,
but you just know that it's well known for heroics, so you don't think the best course of action is just to straight murder every problem unless that's just what ends up happening to self-defense reasons or they're evil or it's an undead or whatever.
gotcha. That makes sense. Not to like just like do an awkward huddle to bring everybody over and be like, what the hell do we do?
Team
Like,
huddle.
yeah, like what's the plan here, guys? Like, because if we just ask it to move on, like if we make it migrate, it's just gonna do it somewhere else, right? Or do we think that it's like it kind of implied that this place is special to some extent, but it doesn't mean that it can't find another location. I'm assuming.
But then are we gonna have to go remove it from that location?
Yeah, that's kind
Let's
of
speak
where I'm
with it
at.
first and see if it's lying to us.
Okay.
Speak to it and see like if
Can
we can
I
persuade it to not be evil and well, not
like
evil.
as we're
Just don't
talking, can
be
I
evil.
like insight check and kind of
Insight check to try to kind of like glean its intentions or
like
like
yeah, like do I believe it?
do you believe? Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can do an insight check.
Remember, Druid, you have guidance. Link could
Shit, I
also
do
be very
too.
helpful.
Thank you for
I
reminding me.
yeah, 17
Oh, I was like, did you cast guidance? Yeah, you did do that. You're doing all kinds of prep. I forgot.
on the druid, but I'm good. Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah. So you kind of try to like piece together the vibe of this creature to try to understand it and decipher if it really means what it says. You don't really sense any like malicious intent. You do think that it's just here because this seemed like a convenient source of power and that whatever way that it's doing to gather this power is not meant to be intentionally harmful, but if it turns out that way, it's kind of whatever.
So realistically, up until now, wishes are being granted in a way maybe not ideal for some people, kind of like to what that
Mhm.
they wished for, but nothing negative has happened.
Nobody knows of anything inherently negative happening, but yeah, the wishes are being granted in ways that are not completely aligned with what the wisher requested.
Can I
You don't
ask
know if this is just how this power is working or if they're doing it on purpose.
what are you or where do you come from?
What are you or where do you come from? You're asking the
Yeah.
creature that. Oops. Let me see. What would he answer from that?
I don't know about you guys, but I'm half tempted to be like, like, leave it there and just kind of warn it that if like anything were to happen to the town, like we're aware of you, and you know what I mean, kind of threaten it a little bit. Like I don't know what makes sense to everybody else, but I'd be curious to what it is, because depending on what it is, if it was something we could research or know about, like then I'd be a bit more worried. Or we can just kill it. It's totally up to you guys.
You can just come and check this out.
I was
Yeah,
let's
so you
learn a little more before we
Yeah.
decide that.
yeah, so you ask him, who are you and where do you come from? And he will. Oh, actually, hold on. For reference, do you still, during this brief bout of fighting, were you was everybody still maintaining their light sources? I know one of them is probably just kind of inherent, but I know the ball you kind of had to.
Yeah, I'll just keep spinning it up like as needed.
Okay. He will kind of adjust like his cowl so you can see more of his face, but he's kind of squinting at the light like he's not really a fan. To you, he kind of looks like an off-colored drow,
Sure.
but something about him seems kind of off. And he will answer, "It's been so long that many have forgotten my name, but I come from the land of the Summer Queen." And if anybody wants to roll like an arcana or a history to see if that means anything to them, you can.
Sure.
Well, history, I have a +4.
Yeah, y'all got
I've
it.
got a +6. But
Oh,
depends
dang.
what I roll. Oh, sick. Okay, cool. Like the guy with all the random facts whenever you need them.
Oh, mine rolled twice. I don't know why.
Trivia King.
Okay, so with the oh,
I don't know, rolled twice on
She's
accident.
just testing them out.
okay. Because I saw it and then suddenly it moved and I was like, what happened? But okay. Yeah, so with that 22 history roll, you will recognize or remember the Summer Queen to be something distinctly Fey. It's a very high Fey Sealy court. And you have faint glimmerings of a memory of a member that was exiled a long time ago, and you in fact don't recall the name.
Okay.
But you recall the name that people call him as a placeholder. Dark Crow. And that's all the information that you can recall, because much of it has been stricken from the record.
And yeah, I'll just kind of mention that everything. Can I call him that and be like,
I mean,
are you the Dark Crow?
he kind of tilts his head at you curiously when you say that. It's like, I suppose some call me that. It's not something I would call myself.
What are people thinking here? I'm not sure how much of a threat he is.
Uh,
I'm not in the
seeing as you
business
all
of
are,
killing people that don't need to be killed.
well, seeing how you all are, have been able to stop it, I won't continue to attack unless given reason, aka it attacks somebody else. So,
What if maybe like a bargain to like, do we want it? I'm assuming we want it to stop casting these wishes, because I would assume it's building power for something, and like whether that's like going back to the Fae or what.
yeah, it can't keep doing what it's doing here. That it's gonna eventually cause a little more than just some small disruptions in the town, I feel. So Raya would think it needs to stop doing what it's doing at least. Go somewhere else. Hope we don't cross its path ever again. We can
And
understand its power a little bit more, like what it's trying to accomplish. That would help.
yeah, so I'll relay that and say, like, what would it take to stop what you're doing here? Are you trying to return to the court? Like, what are you bolstering this power for? And would you be willing to leave these people alone?
I am building power to return to my former self. As for leaving, I suppose I could move on to another location if it would behoove you.
And when you were explaining the story of the exiled, I don't know why they were exiled, right? There was no information about that, just kind of like a fairy tale about a being that was like removed from the Fae.
Yeah, there wasn't really any details. All
Okay.
you know is that somehow there was a betrayal and then he was kicked out.
So if he was exiled, can we ask him why? If he'll just straight up tell us.
Yeah, I'll relay that.
Say that one more time.
Can we just ask straight up, like, hey, if you were exiled, like, why? What happened? Just taking the straight, direct approach.
Okay. Um, I don't see why that's relevant here. He just kind of furrows his brows.
Just curious. I'm willing to let him live. But yeah, he's gotta move on elsewhere. Um, but he said he's trying to return to his prior form.
Yeah, he returned to his former self.
That
I'll
does
play
worry
nice
me a
today.
bit. Yeah.
I'll play nice today, but it doesn't feel good doing it.
There's definitely like a line here where it's like, I wish we had some way of keeping tabs on them or something, but yeah, this is like the standoff where we put our guns down and we both walk away kind of a thing.
I don't feel good about doing it though.
We could always flip another coin.
Flip a coin for free, let him live or die.
Flip the coin.
I'm down. I'll always leave some shit up to chance. I'm down.
We're
Okay.
full Two-Face right now in fucking Batman: The Dark Knight.
If you are to restore yourself to your true form, what then?
Then I would have no need for additional power, for my desire will be fulfilled.
And you'll just find a house somewheres on a hill and live out your days, or conquest?
I suppose I will live out the rest of my days peacefully, if that is what you mean.
Somebody roll an insight on that, just in case.
Go ahead.
See, hold up. Yeah, I'll roll insight. I got a +6. How bad can it go, right?
Famous last words.
Anything
I'll,
over
I'll,
a 10 and we're good to go.
I'll cast guidance on myself just to, see. Well, that's a 23, but,
That is a 23.
and an extra 4 on top.
Okay. Well,
Let's see right through you.
yeah, he seems genuine from what you can gather.
Seems genuine. Okay. I'm willing to play nice. I am willing to play nice for now.
Mm-hmm.
Won't always be the case. But I have 6 HP, so.
Didn't even hit you. You just caught a stray.
Might be swaying your decision a little bit.
Yeah.
If I had full HP right now, this conversation would be going.
If I wasn't on the verge of death, it'd be over for you.
Yeah, if I didn't have to dedicate one of these spell slots to healing myself here in a second, yeah. So I'll play nice. Soraya will play nice for now. As long as he leaves.
Yeah, I guess I'd just say, like, leave by dawn. And we can, if everybody's in agreement, we can start walking the other way.
So you say, will you leave by dawn? And if he agrees, you'll just leave? Is that what you said?
Yeah. It's more of a leave by dawn than a if you leave by dawn.
Well, yeah. It's like you don't have to wait until dawn to leave, but as long as you're gone by sometime around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want you gone by morning.
Like, okay.
I don't.
That is an amicable arrangement. I will find refuge at an alternative location.
I guess maybe in terms of follow-up, if like we don't plan on sticking around this town to check ourselves, we could always let some of the townsfolk, or at least the one we were talking to, I don't know if it was the mayor or a counselor, to maybe they could send a party out to make sure that they've cleared out and let us know if he hasn't, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yeah, just have somebody basically sending out reports and whatnot on if anything weird is happening.
Yeah.
It's fine with me.
All right. Everybody ready to squeeze back through that tunnel?
There's got to be another way out.
You could try to parkour your way up the well.
You're literally just like, oh man, I don't wanna. Then we turn around and be like,
Yeah, I
do you know another way? By the way,
I have heavy armor on, so I don't know about parkouring up a well. I don't think that'll work out too well. So yeah, we'll squeeze through. Head on back.
Yeah, so you make your way back through the tunnel that you came through originally and are able to climb your way back out of the hatch and into the rickety shed. You don't encounter any other strange sensations or beings as you make your way out.
I'd like to report back to the nice people that gave us the fruit and snacks, just to keep them abreast of what kind of transpired.
Okay, so you make your way back into town and head to the main hall to report your findings with the well situation. The woman you spoke with earlier that you recognize as the town leader is still there. She is talking with another individual this time, and as she sees you approach, she will quickly wrap up her conversation and head towards you. Oh, I see you're back. Do you have any news?
Well, believe we found what was going on down there, and it's taken care of. So we're hoping that everything is back to normal.
Oh, well, that's good news. What was it?
I don't quite know what it was. Maybe one of them can better help you out with that, but it was something.
Does anybody pipe up to fill in the blanks, or do they just stand there silently?
I'll just vaguely say that there was a creature that was willing to be reasoned with and should be out of your hair. But I
She just
yeah,
blinked a
choosing
few
to hold
times
some
as she said
details
that.
back there, even though they seem to be fishing a little bit. But
Reason with um. Okay, you are the adventurers, so I will take your word for it. As long as the situation is sorted, I'm satisfied. She
Yeah,
does look a little confused by how you worded that, but she's not gonna question you on it.
yeah, and trying to explain all of that, there is a look of confusion even on Sarai's face as she's saying what she's saying. Like, not that she doesn't believe what she's saying, but like she just was not able to process kind of everything going on with that. But it's done. It's done.
Well, me and my town appreciate you greatly for what you've done to assist us with this issue. If there is anything further that we can do while you're here, please don't hesitate to let me know.
We'll do, and just provide us with updates on if anything else happens in that with that well. We don't think anything will, but hey, just want to make sure.
Oh, yes, I understand. And oh, before I forget, I do have something that I want to give you all. I'm not sure what it is, but I'm not super familiar with magical knickknacks and the like, but I figure it'd be better suited with a set of adventurers like you than sitting in one of the closets here. And she'll turn around and rummage around for something behind the table where she was standing in front of having the conversation with the random townsperson. And she will hand you what looks like not a whole staff, but it looks like a part of a staff is very intricately designed and ornate. She hands it to whoever is willing to take it from her and just goes, yeah, we found ourselves with this, and I'm not sure if it's important at all, but it looks pretty fancy, so I figure it should go to somebody that might know more about it.
Staffs aren't really my thing. And I'll kind of just motion to whoever wants to take it.
Oh no, I'll jump up at once.
Free magic item. Well, part of a free magic item.
Let's go.
I'll snag it
And,
if nobody else is going to.
okay, yeah, so she will hand you the portion of staff.
It's kind of like
Alright.
it's a portion. Is it kind of like the rod or like the shaft of a staff, or is it kind of like look like it's the kind of the top connecting? Like I'm clearly
So
able to
like,
determine it's a piece of one.
yeah, so imagine a regular staff is like 6 feet long.
Yeah.
This is like 3 feet long, and it looks like on one of the ends there's a bit missing, like it could connect to something.
All right. And I kind of like grab it, like don't grab it, but I kind of like take it from them, kind of like gently, and kind of like give a little nod appreciatively and say, like, if at anything you ever need, well, feel free to let us know. We're not too far away.
I certainly will, and thank you again. So there is nothing else that you want to do or say while you are in town? She will turn around and go back to leadership business.
Copy, copy, copy. And then I'll kind of look to everybody. Well, what kind? Like, how long have we been here? What kind of what time of day is it?
So you started at roughly a little bit after, say, lunchtime, so maybe like approximately 1. It took you an hour or 2 to get here, and then you were in the well for probably a couple of hours. So it's probably like early evening.
Is traveling at night cautious or not cautious, dangerous?
Is traveling at night dangerous?
Yeah, the things that go bump in the night. Would it
There
be
are creatures in the woods. You don't know if there's anything that's like inherently dangerous, but there are creatures in the woods at night.
okay? Because I was gonna present to the group if they wanted to head back to the day or
It
they
took
wanted
us
to stay in
what,
town
like
and
2 hours to get here or something? Like it was an hour and a
Yeah,
half,
so
something
it
like
is
yeah.
that.
probably like the time of year where it's still light until like 8 or 9. So you could
Okay.
probably get most of the way there and still have sunlight if you left now.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what I was gonna get to. Like, did y'all just want to head back, or was there anything you wanted to do in town? Because I'm down to head back.
I'm fine to head back now.
Yeah, see if we can get somebody to identify this this item we got.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me. Okay, yeah. So you can go ahead and make your way back to the guild hall. And if there's nothing you want to do or say as you make your way there, we can just head straight in.
Yeah, not that immediately like specific to say, but I feel like we're all on the same page where we're kind of like all unsure we did the right thing. But it is also kind of our
Yeah.
first mission together, so it's like cool. I'm sure we'll either never see that guy again or we'll regret it when we do. So
When he has infinite power.
yeah.
You'll either live to regret that or it's totally fine.
Yeah.
And what's gonna happen is in the future we run into him, and he's like, "Well, you guys spared me before, so like,
He's
I'll
gonna
lend you
help
my
us
power."
out. Yeah, man. Like
Yeah,
he might help us
exactly.
out.
We just put in our bid for a very powerful ally. That's all.
Oh.
Yeah, be optimistic about it.
Oh, I'm not. But
After that little pep talk, I feel a little bit better. You know, a little bit more pep to my step. Walking back to town.
Yeah.
head
So
on in.
you ponder the wiseness of your decision as you make your way back to the guild hall, and upon reaching it, you find the desks, both of them are currently void of any occupants, and you don't see any sign of Miles, the man who gave you the mission in the first place. Not to say that they're not somewhere around, but they're just not immediately within view as you make your way back inside from your journey.
Well, if reporting back is not a pressing matter, Ryan's gonna go eat.
I agree. It's food time.
Yeah, food sounds good right now.
Yeah, I'm sure as it gets later and later, people probably won't be where they usually are, heading back to their quarters, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But we just traveled a couple hours. I'm trying to eat.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely make your way to the community mess hall. Oh, hold on. Why does not being a murder hobo feel bad?
Yeah, somebody told me I should be murder hobos. Okay.
Does anybody do anything else in particular of note after eating?
I'm not like full on hiding the staff piece, but like if I'm able to like kind of have it in my coat, like whether it's like kind of like within my belt or whatever, but just kind of holding it so it's not like in clear view, because I'd like to keep it on kind of the down low until I find somebody that could help identify it if it's possible.
Okay. Yeah, so you're just trying to hold it discreetly on the off chance you walk past any other guild dwellers that aren't already currently aware that it's in your possession. Roll me a sleight of hand, because you're trying to be discreet, but you're not fully trying to hide it. So you're just
Yeah.
kind of trying to avoid people seeing it if possible.
Yeah, kind of like half being casual, half half hiding it. Sleight of hand -1, sweet. Natural
Oh, look at
20
you.
with a -1.
Yeah, you do walk past a couple of miscellaneous guild dwellers, and they just give you a polite nod and greeting as they walk past, not paying any attention to the long rod in your cloak.
Cool. Yeah, I'm good. I'll just chill and grab some food and maybe say, hey, you guys got some wounds you might want to tend to? Anyone here we would know of that would be able to help with that? Or is it just a matter of sleeping it off, I guess?
Oh, you know what?
Yeah,
what
long
I'll
resting
do.
is a thing.
Here's what I will do, since I can just do that. I'll just cast Healing Word.
Okay.
Who besides me is hurt?
Me?
Well, actually, I'll just cast not Healing Word. Did I say that? Cure Wounds. So I'll just hand on Ying's shoulder, cast Healing Wounds or Cure Wounds. Oh, that's a whole 5 point. Whole 5 points of HP for you. About all I could do for you. The rest of that you can just sleep on off, and you'll be good in the morning.
Make the meal a bit more relaxing.
Yeah, that's about all I can do.
Okay. Yep. So you do some quick healing before your meal or after. I'm not sure what order that was in. Just to be more comfortable, with notes to just get some rest to sleep the rest of it off. Does anybody do anything else before you separate?
I'll just look over to the tennis. Now, when you get that there thing looked into, I would like to know what it's all about.
Absolutely.
I don't know why them people have that, but hey, it's ours now.
Yeah, and I feel like most of us are pretty inclined to seek out whether it's information or artifacts or ancient information. So once I know, I'm not sure I'll be able to resist the urge to put this thing together. But we'll see what we can find out if anybody knows, and if I have to hit the books, I'll let you guys know. We'll chat over breakfast.
Sounds like a deal.
And yeah,
Okay.
I guess with that, I'll retire to my room.
I'll go do the same.
Yeah. So it seems like you all come to the agreement to separate for the night and go to your respective rooms. And unless there's something notable that you're doing in your room before the end of the day, I will just say that is where we will end.
Excellent.
Okay.
Awesome.
So, with that being said, I would just like everybody to tell me out of character for clarification. What was the most notable part of this adventure?
Finding a very lukewarm. I don't think he's villain.
Yeah.
Questionable
Adversary.
character.
Yeah.
He just seemed very like,
We
yeah, I'm just
initiated
doing
it
this thing just to
hanging
do
with
it.
Mace.
Like, so he threw me for a loop for sure.
You were expecting a real chaotic, wild, evil villain, and he was just like, "Yeah, no, I'm just trying
I
to
mean,
do
he
my
could
thing."
still be. He could still be.
I'm
He's
Dave
not
the
his
Could've
janitor.
true
just been-
self yet, right? Like
could've
once it
just been
becomes
playing
his
it off,
true
yeah.
self, who knows? Could be a totally different guy.
I mean, I rolled a
Dave the
27
janitor.
on an insight. I mean, if I
It
can't.
seemed like he meant what he said, but you know, maybe the roll was a 25. I don't know. Who knows?
Maybe
I-
You
he
needed
doesn't remember.
26, right?
I rolled a 27.
Yeah. So
Maybe he doesn't know his past self. Who knows?
Yeah.
30. Maybe it was just like it could have been an elaborate scheme. You don't know what happened, but
All right, gang.
Nothing like a morally gray, kind of unsure of yourselves first mission for people coming together that I feel like actually
if
goes
it
pretty
makes
well.
you
It pushes you a little
feel
bit, right? So
better,
yeah, it's good.
the other group also just let their person go.
Oh, really?
So I really wanted to laugh when you were like, I guess we'll just let him walk off. And they also came to town and were like, yeah, we just told him to leave. And the mayor was like, you just told
Okay.
them to leave?
That's funny.
So
All
the
right.
fact that it happened twice.
It won't happen very
It's
often.
really
with
funny.
An
Soraya,
agreement.
I'll tell you that.
Next
Agreement
one,
with this
we
group.
don't.
The next person, we'll just kill him. There's no.
If it
negotiation.
makes you
Kill.
feel better,
Shoot on
like we
sight.
still
Shoot on
wanted to
sight.
kill him, we just were like, he's kind of nice. Like I don't know.
Shoot, get the fuck out. You do no such thing.
And then
Wait,
there's
this
me
one
friendly
first.
firing, my first D&D mission.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Listen,
like
that
Ice
type
Knife a
of stuff is
lot.
gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
When Fireball comes into play, everybody get up.
Fireball comes into play. Everybody get out the way. Also,
Yeah.
additionally, if you are in a room with a funny smell, do not light a fire.
Fire, got it.
Sulfur.
I do have
Because-
Firebolt, though. We've got the mini
That happened to
Fireball.
me once, and it was a room full of gas, and so it blew up. Don't do that. I mean, I didn't catch fire because I was in the back, but I'm still mad on principle because why would you do that? That's stupid.
Oh, then you don't want to hear some of the shit I've done. I'll keep that to myself then. I've made some poor decisions as a wizard. Well, poor for
Yeah.
them, not for me.
So, with everybody's accomplishments today, I'm going to go ahead and dole out the experience. I am doing this in notable events and not numbers, because that way it's easier to keep track of. And do keep track of it, because if you forget, I'm going to make up a different number. And then you might be at a different level than everybody else. So, you know, put it somewhere you will be able to keep track of it. So the amount of milestones you need to make it to the next level is 5, and currently you are at 3.
3 or 5, copy.
All right, so I think we are good for the day. Anybody have any parting remarks?
Thank you for the game.
Yeah, for sure. Good game.
Yeah.
No, it's a fun game, fun game.
GG's.
I appreciate everybody for showing up.
Woohoo.
We had a bit
Nobody
of an issue
napped.
last game. Nobody slept through it. We still have that one person who said they wanted to play and just hasn't said anything since. So I'm kind of just assuming they're not coming,
Mm.
which is fine. There's still a solid amount of players.
Surprisingly,
We can
D&D can be pretty intimidating for some people too.
not
So it's
delete.
Delete.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why are you calling people out?
With that, but relax. We'll just move on. And so I'm gonna find somebody to raid to be cute and things. So I think we're gonna raid our friend Flame. Looks like he just got on. He spelled his name correctly. I hate so much that you have to type out raids. There used to be a button back in my day.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, there was a button that you could press to do raids. Well, at any rate, thank you everybody for lurking. Thank you, Fate, for being a nuisance in the chat. Thank you,
Always a
Gabby,
nuisance in the chat.
for just lurking. Thanks to all my players for showing up and being here on time and whatnot. Hope everybody has a good evening or a good night. I know it's real late for some of y'all. Have a good sleep.
Have a good one.
And we'll see
Have a good night.
next
Good
Tuesday
night,
or Thursday,
everybody.
depending on your regularly scheduled gaming. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Later.
Bye, everybody. See y'all later.